All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Fibonacci retracements, how to use them, what to look for, where to place your stop loss, and so much more. So if you guys do find value in today's video, make sure to smash that like button as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. But let's go ahead and let's hop into it. And actually, real quick, two things. One, if you are not following me on Instagram, make sure you go do that. That link will be down in the description. Tons of free content over there. Plus, if you ever have any trading questions whatsoever, you can DM me and I will answer you personally. And then second, I have a completely free Telegram group where I do send market updates throughout the day, swing trades that I'm watching, my pre-market plan, and so much more. So if you guys do want to join that Telegram group, that link will also be down in the description. But let's go ahead, let's hop into this. All right, so hopping into Fibonacci retracements. First off, what are Fibonacci retracements? Fibonacci retracements, what they do is they allow us to understand where is the market likely going to pull back, whether it be into a higher low, or if price is in a downtrend, that lower high, before price continues in its original direction. So again, it's telling us where is price likely going to retrace to. That way, us as traders, we can look for a potential entry to follow the original trend. Sounds simple enough, right? Now, the first thing that we have to understand is what is the overall trend? Is price in an uptrend where we're setting higher highs and higher lows? Or is price in a downtrend where we're setting lower lows and lower highs? You do not want to use Fibonacci retracements when price is in consolidation. It will not work. Again, you need to have a trend. Price either needs to be uptrending or it needs to be downtrending. So once you understand the overall trend, and many different timeframes are going to show you many different trends, and we'll come back to that here in a little bit. But once you understand the overall trend, you then want to identify what is your highest point of price action and what is your lowest point of price action. So when price is in an uptrend, we want to identify the lowest point of price action and we want to identify the highest point of price action. Once we find those two things, you are only going to know that this is the high of that trend once price starts to pull back. But once we identify those two things, we are then going to take our Fibonacci retracement tool. We are going to select that. Now, when price is in an uptrend, again, we are using the Fibonacci retracement to understand where could this potential higher low be. That way we could look to take price higher. So take your Fibonacci retracement tool and we want to draw it from the lowest point of price action to the highest point of price action. So again, the lowest point before price started to have a strong and aggressive move up, and then the highest point of price action before price started to pull back. Now, by default, your Fibonacci retracement is likely going to have a lot of different points selected, like the 382, the 236, maybe even the 786. What I want you guys to do is unselect everything but the 50% retracement and the 61.8% retracement. The reason why we're going to do this is because a majority of the time, when price is pulling back to one of these levels, we are most likely going to see a reaction either off the 50% retracement or the 61.8% retracement. So if we are most likely going to have a reaction off of one of these two levels, why do I care about the 23.6? Why do I care about the 38.2? Again, we only want to focus on where is price likely going to react. And the highest probability, again, is either at the 50 or the 61.8% retracement, which is why I focus on those 2 points. So now when price starts to pull back into those levels, again, because price is in an uptrend, we are going to be looking for bullish price action and bullish volume. So we want to see things like long lower wicks, bullish hammers, dragonfly dojis, bullish engulfings, any type of bullish formation. And ideally as well, we would like to see an elevation in the volume at these two levels, because what that's going to do for us is it's going to tell us that buyers are actually present at that 50 or at that 61.8% retracement. Now it's going to be the same thing when price is in a downtrend, except we're just flipping it upside down. So we have a very strong move to the downside. Price bottoms out before it starts to bounce back up. And again, we are trying to identify where is this potential lower high going to be. Well, all we need to do is identify our highest point of price action before price made a very strong and aggressive move down. We then want to identify the lowest point of price action before price started to bounce back up. And then all we're going to do, again, is take our Fibonacci retracement, draw it from that pivot high to that pivot low, and we are looking for price to bounce back up again, whether it be into the 50 or the 61.8% retracement. And then we are going to look for bearish price action and bearish volume. So we're going to look for long upper wicks, bearish hammers, gravestone dojis, bearish engulfings, any form of bearish price action at this 50 or at the 61.8% retracement. If we can get that, then we look for an entry. Ideally, I would like to see higher volume at these levels with the price action confirmation, because again, what that's going to do for us is it's going to tell us that sellers are actually present at these two levels. So that's going to increase the likelihood that this is our potential lower high, and it's going to give us a well-defined entry point to go short. And I do want to say really quick, if you guys are looking to get funded for 40% off as well as no activation fee, make sure to check out my favorite prop firm, TakeProfitTrader, where there's no consistency rule. You can request daily payouts, again, no activation fee, as well as 40% off. If that is something that interests you, and again, you want to check out my favorite prop firm, TakeProfitTrader, I will be leaving that link down in the description, and make sure to use discount code Brandon in all caps. If you do not use discount code Brandon, you will not get 40% off and you will not get no activation fee. So again, if you want that discount as well as no activation fee, make sure to use discount code Brandon in all caps. So now, as far as stop losses, if price is in an uptrend where we set this higher high, higher low, price pulls back, and we're trying to identify where this potential higher low is going to be, well, again, we're going to take this Fibonacci retracement. We're going to draw it from the pivot low to the pivot high. And I would like to point out, I've pretty much nailed where that 61.8% retracement is going to be 3 times. I just wanted to point that out so everybody knows. Anyway, so again, say price comes down, we bounce off the 61.8% retracement. Say we get bullish confirmation off of this level. So let's say that we get this green candle right here, and then we get a nice long lower wick off of this level as well. Price bounces off of it. We see the elevation in the volume. Everything looks good. Well, the way that we go about our stop loss, whether it be at the 50% retracement or even at the 61.8% retracement, depending on which one we bounce, the candle that confirms your trade, your stop loss is always on the opposite side. Unless the two retracements are very close and we bounce off the 50%, then you can give it below the 61.8. But if you're drawing this on a higher time frame and the two are very far away, well, if we bounce off the 50% retracement, your stop's on the opposite side of that confirmation candle at the 50%. Or if we go down to 61.8 and we bounce there, your stop loss is on the opposite side of that confirmation candle at the 61.8. And again, I'll find some examples, show you guys here on the chart. But say we bounce off this 61.8, we come up, price closes bullish, we have the elevation in the volume, everything that we are looking for. Again, our stop is right on the opposite side of the confirmation candle. So by the time you get into the trade, typically you want to wait for the candle close. I'll either watch a 5-minute or a 2-minute time frame. But either way, whichever candle confirms, my stop is always on the opposite side. So when my candle closes and I get confirmation, I already know mentally I am risking this many points on this trade. So then from there, I just size appropriately. Same thing if price is in a downtrend. We have this lower low, price is bouncing back up. We're trying to identify where this lower high is going to be. We take our Fibonacci retracement, pivot high to pivot low. And damn, after I said I nailed that 61.8 3 times in a row, now the 4th time I miss it. But anyways, we are trying to identify where this potential lower high is going to be. Price comes up into this area. Say we get a rejection candle. So price starts to close below this area. We have a very long upper wick right here, which is showing us that sellers are clearly present at this area. Well, again, when we look for a confirmation, whether it be on a 5-minute time frame or a 2-minute time frame, our stop loss on the opposite side of the confirmation candle. So if price got above this confirmation candle right here, we get out of the trade. And again, by the time that candle closes, we already know mentally that we are risking X amount of points. So now that you guys know how to draw your Fibonacci retracements, let's go ahead, let's look at it on the chart, let's plot some levels and look at some real life examples. All right, so going ahead and looking at this example over here, you can see very clearly, first off, if we zoom out to the higher time frames, that price has been bullish these last few days, and it's just constantly making new higher highs and new higher lows. So now if we go down to a 5-minute time frame, we can see right here that we have this well-defined low point right there. Price makes a very quick and aggressive move up, and then we start topping out right here. Well, as price starts to pull back, we are then going to take the Fibonacci retracement tool from this pivot low to this pivot high. And again, we are watching either at the 50% retracement or at the 61.8% retracement right here. So now when price pulls back to this area, we are going to watch multiple different time frames to identify a potential entry. And what I like to do is I like to put on my 8 EMA, 21 EMA is VWAP, because I do like to look for some confluence at these areas as well. So we can see that we had VWAP lining up with that 50% retracement. Now from here, we're going to look at multiple different time frames to see, are there any potential entries at this level? And now looking at the 2-minute time frame when we started to come down into that 50% retracement. Let's go ahead, let's turn on the volume. Well, okay, that first touch of that 50% retracement as well as VWAP, what do we notice? We have the elevation in the volume. Now I do want to say, if price action and volume does not make sense to you guys, I highly suggest you go watch my video about price action and volume, because a lot of people would look at this and they would say, well, it's a red candle with red volume. Why the fuck would you take the trade? You need to look deeper into the price action to really understand what is happening. So again, if you guys are confused by price action and volume, go watch that video. Highly suggest it. But this to me would be confirmation. Again, we have that move up on the 5-minute time frame. We pull back to the 50% retracement. We have VWAP confluence there as well. This 2-minute lower wick bouncing off of VWAP as well as the 50% retracement. Volume coming in as well. This is the highest volume we had since over here. Pretty much the same amount of volume as the opening candle over here. So it is very clear to me that buyers are present at this VWAP as well as this 50% retracement. So at the close of that 2-minute candle, what you are looking for is to go long. Okay, so this is how it would have looked when you ended up going long. So long position right here. Stop loss would be if price broke below this 50% retracement. If you wanted to, because the 50 and 61.8 are close enough, you could give it below the 61.8. You would just have to size a little lighter. But for me in this situation, I probably would have just gave it below the 50%, just because, again, the confluence between VWAP, we're bouncing it, we have volume. So that was enough for me to have a stop below there. First price target, I'm always bare minimum looking for a 1-to-1 risk to reward, ideally higher. So we can see going into high a day, that would have been about like a 3.3 R trade. But again, at the close of that 2-minute, that is when you would be looking to get long. So you would go long, and then from there, price pulls back, it hits the 50% retracement again. It's not looking too good right now, but again, we have confirmation and we have to stay confident in our setups. And now we can see that price makes that move into high a day. So you would be looking to trim some of your position, move your stop loss up. And honestly, I already forgot what price did. So let's just continue to move it. We can see price goes into a new high a day. Let's bump it up to a 5-minute time frame. And then, yeah, we can see that price just continued to grind higher after that. So that's a really good example on how to use Fibonacci retracements intraday. And again, sniping an entry using a 5-minute or a 2-minute time frame. Let's go ahead and let's find another example. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at this example right here. So again, the same exact thing on ES, 5-minute time frame, very strong and aggressive move up right here. Again, what was the lowest point of price action before price started to move up? That was right here. Whereas the highest point of price action before price started to pull back, that was right here. So what we are going to do is take our Fibonacci retracement tool. We are going to draw it from this pivot low to this pivot high. And again, we are watching price to pull back into the 50 or 61.8% retracement. Look for confirmation to take a long entry. So now when price starts to pull back into these levels, what do we start to notice when we start trading into these areas? Well, we have this very long lower wick right here. Price bounces back up and we're starting to get the elevation in the volume. Okay. Next candle right here. Price trades down into it. No confirmation to go long. I wouldn't be mad at you if you went long on this candle either. But then this 5-minute candle right here breaks below, comes back up, reclaims it with a lot of volume, and it looks very, very bullish. So again, if you ended up entering off of this 5-minute candle right here, your stop would be below the 61.8 if they invalidate the level. So that's why I never do hard stops. To me, all my stops are mental because I want to see price actually break the area with weakness if I'm looking to go long, or with strength if I'm looking to go short. So we can see that price broke below. If you stopped out, let's just say you did do a hard stop. If you stopped out, that doesn't mean you can't get back in the trade. So if it ended up hitting your stop because you did a hard stop, so be it. It reconfirmed another entry right here. So again, if you took it here and you stopped out, you could have always gotten back in. So if we go back to replay mode, let's just say you entered based off of this candle right here. Let's just go ahead and buy 2 contracts. Your stop loss would be below this 5-minute candle right here with weakness. As far as your take profit, I believe it went back into high day. I think it went actually higher than that. But again, bare minimum, always looking for at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Once I get that, I'm looking to trim my position and then put my stop loss at break even and look for a continuation higher. And you can see that we ended up going into high day. And like I said, I believe we went higher than that. Yeah, we did. But again, that's 2 really good examples on how to use Fibonacci retracements to identify A+ opportunity. And let's go ahead, let's look at one more example, this time to the downside. So as we can see right here, we have our opening range. We have this low point right here and this high point right here. Price ends up flushing, breaks below that opening range low, and then price starts to bounce back up. Well, what do we notice? Here is our highest point of price action, and here is our lowest point of price action. So what are we going to do? We are going to take our Fibonacci retracement tool, draw it from that high point to this low point, okay? What do we also have lining up with that 50% retracement? That opening range low, right? So now we start to have confluence at this 50% retracement. Price comes up into it, and what do we notice? We have a very long upper wick. Yes, it's a green candle. Yes, it's green volume. Does that mean it's bullish? Absolutely not. Again, you have to read deeper into the price action as well as the volume. So price ends up rejecting off of it. Pretty bearish candle right off the key level. Again, you would be looking for a short entry. It was really up to you. Do you want to give price above the 61.8? That would give it a little more wiggle room. Or do you want to give it a stop loss above the confirmation candle? Again, for me personally, I'm always looking to put my stop above the confirmation candle or stop out above the confirmation candle with strength. Or like I said, mentally, once price breaks above that level. And again, we're always bare minimum looking for a 1-to-1 risk to reward, ideally a lot more. But just based off of this move down, that was already a 4-hour trade. And by the time it got down to this low, that was almost a 6-hour trade. But again, you can identify these fibs on so many different time frames. You can find them on a 1-hour time frame, a 2-hour, 4-hour, daily, weekly, etc. So if you were drawing like an hourly fib, well, here's a good pivot high to pivot low. I have no idea if we rejected it. Boom. What do we notice? High point, low point, draw it. What did we reject? 50% retracement. Boom, right back down. We had another one over here. So let's see. Highest point of price action before a nice flush down. Lowest point. Did we react? I mean, it looks like we reacted a little bit off that 50. Very close to the 618. But again, you can literally draw these everywhere. It's the same criteria. Look for your clear pivot high and pivot low in a trend. If it's in an uptrend, take your pivot low to pivot high. If it's in a downtrend, take your pivot high to pivot low. Wait for price to trade to that 50 or 61.8% retracement. Look for the reaction, take the trade, stop loss on the opposite side of the confirmation candle. So that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys did find value in this video on how to use Fibonacci retracements, take profits, stop losses, and so much more, it would mean the absolute world to me if you guys did hit that subscribe button as well as hitting that like button. It would help a lot with the YouTube algo. And if you guys could also comment down below any future YouTube video ideas. But everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.